Alright, what's going on, guys? So a very common question that I see asked, especially from newcomers to the monster taming genre, generally have something to do with which monster taming games are coming to which platform. I oftentimes get questions about Switch, PlayStation, and of course, the topic of today's video, PC. Now, every so often, I will make a video like this one, going over new and or upcoming games, and sort of reach out to the broader gaming community. If you've been a longtime fan of this channel, you will very likely have seen a lot of these games mentioned, so after this video, I do urge you to check out our Monster Taming Games You Never Knew segment, which I will have a playlist for linked below if you're someone who's looking for some really obscure titles. But for everyone else, today we're going to be showcasing a wide array of games that are in the works, whether they be in early development or are releasing this year. We've got 3D games, 2D games, some turn-based, others real-time, we got cozy stuff, and more. So as per the usual, sit back, relax, subscribe for more monster taming videos, and let's dive in. Alright, so we're going to start things off with a game that is going to be releasing this year for both Nintendo Switch and PC, that being Lumentale Memories of Trey. In this classic Pokemon-inspired monster taming RPG, you play as an android with memory loss and must travel the world in order to figure out your place within it. The game features this sort of isometric 2.5D world to explore, with a lot of really cool overworld interactions and puzzle solving, up to 4-on-4 strategic turn-based battles, a wide cast of integral characters, and a lot more. The game's being developed by Beehive Studio, the same team that brought forth Pokemon Xenoverse if you've played it, so I will leave it linked below if you want to check it out. Same goes for every game on this list. Okay, next up we got a game that doesn't have a release date as it's been delayed a few times, but nevertheless is definitely something you're gonna want to keep an eye on, especially if you're more into sandbox survival-esque games, that being Skyclimbers, a city-building sandbox monster taming game coming to PC and pretty much all major platforms. There are a lot of parallels between this game and something like Palworld, though this game has actually been in development pretty much since Palworld was, so it's not something that's simply just trying to do what Palworld is doing. The game features various character classes for you to utilize, even one that lets you shapeshift, large-scale RTS-style battles, a procedurally generated world to explore, and more. Next up is a game that we don't have a whole lot of information about, but oh boy is one that I'm excited for. The game in question is called Voidling Bound, which is a space-themed monster tamer where you can essentially genetically modify and evolve your monsters. The game is a third-person shooter where you can take direct control of the creatures and use them in real-time combat, which is definitely something that not a whole lot of games do, but is highly desired from the community. So if you're someone who likes sci-fi, I think this is going to be one you're going to want to check out. Next up, we have a game that just finished its Kickstarter campaign, raising well over 10 times its initial funding goal, that being Monster Patch, a cozy monster taming and farming game coming to both PC and now Nintendo Switch thanks to it having hit one of its stretch goals. The game is a throwback to the classic Game Boy art style, features an expansive world for you to explore, and a fun sort of do-it-at-your-own-leisure type gameplay. Combat is 4-on-4 as well, and honestly, everything looks pretty cool with this one. Some of you guys might know Coromon, a monster taming RPG that released back in 2022, I believe, and then later in 2023 for mobile devices as well as Switch. And the same developers are actually creating a spin-off game for the franchise called Coromon Rogue Planet, which is essentially a roguelike game that will take place in the space between Coromon and its presumed sequel, where we're going to actually be going to space. But instead in this game, you're sort of building up to that, I guess. Now, that being said, this game specifically features like different characters you can use, new Coromon that we haven't seen before, classic Coromon combat, and anything else you'd expect from a roguelike with like branching paths and stuff like that. Now, speaking of roguelikes, we do have Abomination Monster Rifts, that is the second installment in the series, which is a highly customizable roguelike adventure game with Pokemon-esque turn-based combat. With this game, it's actually featuring the most crossover monsters we've ever seen in the genre. I'm talking crossovers with Coromon, Monster Crown, Monster Sanctuary, Disc Creatures, and so much more. This one was actually revealed at the last Monster Taming Direct, and we're definitely hoping to see more from them this year as well. If you're looking for something in a 3D open world, we've also got Kindred Fates, which is slated to be releasing their beta on the 26th of April. Now, this is an open world monster taming RPG with real-time combat, PvP, advanced overworld interactions, permadeath, and a wide array of sapient kinfolk to tame and utilize directly in fights. The game takes inspiration from Pokemon, Breath of the Wild. You got some like Dark Souls vibes in there, and it's going to feature some unique elements like branched evolution for every species. Every kinfolk will have its own unique personality and ways to bond with them, and more. Another 3D open world experience that is currently in the works is Nexomon 3, which is taking the franchise in a completely new direction with more advanced and complex combat. Obviously, the jump from 2D to 3D, they're going to be revamping how type interactions work. The combat itself is going under a complete overhaul, and there's going to be a whole slew of new Nexomon. I do believe that this is going to be a major step for the franchise, but do keep in mind there isn't a whole lot of information about this game just yet. It does seem like it's also in early development, so stay tuned for more. Speaking of games expanding their franchises, Monster Crown Sin Eater is the sequel to Monster Crown, which released a few years ago at this point, and it revamps the original in every way possible. The game's being developed from the ground up with a brand new team, a complete visual upgrade, with it having some of the best and most detailed pixel art I've seen in the genre, a major expansion to the world, and more. Monster Crown is a series that boasts a robust crossbreeding system, allowing for you to essentially fuse and customize monsters at your will. Several different types of Mega Evolution-esque mechanics allowing you to power up your monsters in order to sway the tide of battle, a dark and mysterious setting, and overall, the sequel is looking to be everything good about Monster Crown, sort of getting rid of the drawbacks from the original installment. Now, finally, last but not least, we've got a game that I've never heard of, but the developer got in contact with me and I thought it looked pretty neat. The game in question is called Astra Bestiary, and the Steam description reads as follows. Uncover the mysteries of a lost civilization in this creature-collecting adventure. Inscribe your findings into a bestiary, a tome with forgotten lore of Celian and its creations. With every entry, you draw closer to the truth behind the fallen empire and the beasts that roam in its ruins. Hatch, train, and forge deep bonds with the unique beasts as you face the legendary star trials. Only the fittest will endure. The game features over 100 monsters, the ability to mount various creatures, you can forge your own path, and all in all, it's looking pretty cool. And there you go, guys. Those were 10 upcoming monster taming games for PC. There are honestly dozens of games, as most monster taming games coming to any non-PC platform usually start on PC because we got so many indie titles. So make sure to let me know in the comment section below if you'd like to see a part 2 for this video, or if you want to see me tackle any other platforms, whether it be mobile, Switch, PlayStation, whatever. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more monster taming content, as this is the #1 place to stay informed. And quickly wanted to say special thanks to our supporters, especially Morency, Trey, Coromon, Nemo, and Wrathful Beast, and we'll see you next time. Peace.